Well, I'm going to give you a quick guided tour of the Ultimate Weekly Planner and Tracker. Well, it's almost the Ultimate. There is a new version on its way out. But if you go onto the Kleeneze toolbar, and you can get to it either under Retailing or Sponsoring, just click on there, and then that will actually open it up. It'll bring a pop-up like that, and just click OK. That will open up the weekly planner and tracker. It actually opens up on the tracker page, and in here you just type in however much retail you want to do or how many catalogues a week you want to do, and enter those details in there. And then the actual order is how many orders you've got from that amount of catalogues, and obviously that's going to vary depending on your customer base, and it shows when you've hit the bonus level just for personal retail. If you're a little bit off track, then obviously you need to put more catalogues out the following week. Also just put in there the period number, whatever period we're in, put that in there. And then this is the planned activity for each week of that period. So how many warm markets you're going to talk to, enter the figures there. We're going to have a money party, invite lots of people around to your house. That's a good way of building a team. How many flyers a week are you going to do? Whether you're going to do 1,000 a week or 500 or 200, depending on your circumstances. And business cards, obviously just fill that out. I'm not going to finish all of them. 3-foot rule cards. So basically these are the rods in the pond. Over on the right is a guide on roughly how many of each activity you need to do to get to gold in 90 days. Also on here it's got web hits. So if you check how many web hits you're getting each week, and then you can see how well your advertising is actually doing. Then you just follow through with each week on how many of the actual activity you've done, and that just enter that in for each week, and you'll see that this adds everything up. I know a lot of people, they say they've got to do 3,000 pieces of activity every period, and this will track it for you, so it'll add up everything that you're doing. Also you need to plan in reading all the webinars, because what we'll do now is show you when you've put your activity in, you've got to find the time to do it. And there's 2 weekly planners. One starts on a Monday and the other one starts on a Thursday. It depends on when you do your tracking and planning from, whether it's a Kleeneze week or a work week. So let's just start with a Thursday there, and here the weeks are already added for you. You just need to put in the period, and then you'll see that that puts in the period in all the other weeks. Also in the date, if you just put in the first column there, 1st of the 4th, so that adds in all the other dates for you. And then you just need to plan in all of your activity. There's some ideas of color coding here, and obviously if you're at work, then you need to block in all the time that you're actually in work, depending on what job you do. So that is time where you can't be doing the business. So just color code that, and then obviously Friday you color code that by just filling in those squares. And retailing, you've got to plan your retailing activity in there, and when you're collecting your catalogues. So just go through and fill in when you're going to do all the different activities. And obviously you've got to have some family time, especially if you've got kids. then plan that in and just go through and plan everything in there. And obviously your sponsoring time, if you're doing sponsoring, then just fill in when you're doing your sponsoring activity. What you need to do is when you're doing that, have a look at the activity that you've planned, and you've really got to make sure that you can fit that time in. You can type in these squares as well, and so you can keep a good track of what it is that you're doing. Collect cats, logs, and drop. So you can go through that, fill all of that in, and then let's say another thing you need to do first on your weekly planner and is to go to the yearly planner and see if there's any showcases. Like here, May the 17th is the showcase. So obviously if that was May the 17th, I know the dates don't tie in, but there obviously you're going to be at the showcase all day, so you can plan around it. So just go through, fill in your planner as you see fit. The other good thing you can do is if you do week 1, you'll find that most of the other weeks are going to be very similar. If you just click in the top left box there, left click and drag your cursor down, then right click, click copy, then you can go to the second week, go into the same square and click paste, and that will fill in all the other weeks for you. And then obviously you need to tweak and change if there's any differences, but that's a quick way of doing it. This is also set up, if you click print, it will print out just that first week. It won't do the other ones because you'll find that you will have to slightly change the other weeks once you start doing the activity. If you want to print out the other weeks, then all you need to do is just left click and highlight all of that week, and then just click print and then select the selection, and that will actually print out just that selected area. So just go through, have a play with it. Obviously it takes a while to set it up the first time, but like anything, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And if you want to do a 90-day plan, basically it's doing 3 of these, and that also gives you an extra few days if you're slightly off track. But fill it in, have a good play, have a practice with it, and then start using it. But the most important thing is you do the activity. It's not just putting figures in there and hoping. It's putting the figures in there and doing the activity to actually hit those figures. If you've been over ambitious with the figures, then you just need to change it in the following week. And this is why using the activity tracker and the weekly planner, you can get everything sorted. So I hope that helps, and it's, let's say, it's available on the Kleeneze toolbar, and also it will be on the big advertising website as a document, and when I update it, I will do the updates there as well. Okay, hope that helps. Bye now.